Hi there, and welcome to the Everyday Vacay. I'm your instructor, Tammy, and for now, that's all I'm going to say about me because this class is about you. If you'd like to know more about me, just check the playlist and there will be another video entitled Meet Your Instructor, where we will talk more about me and what led me to teach this class. But for now, this class is about you. It's intended to help you live with purpose, passion, and perseverance. So let's get started. Whether you purchase the entire series or you have only the Invitation to Inspiration, the Communication Connection, or the Organize to Optimize segment, the process is the same either way. This is a seminar style class, and what that means is it is not I teach, you learn. It is I teach, you teach. So it's my responsibility to introduce the information and to start a discussion, to tell you what I know about it and then to ask you what you know. It is your responsibility to participate in that discussion. And the way we do that is through the comment box below these videos. So that is essentially our classroom discussion. So when you have a question, just drop it in the comment box below the most recent video in that playlist and I will come back at you with another video. But as part of the group discussion component of this class, when you see a question in the comment box and you have something that you could add, by all means, add your contribution because that is the point. This is a collection point for all these tips and tricks and tools that make us more productive. So if you have something to add, your contribution would be greatly appreciated and may help more than mine. In fact, when you make a contribution today, you could be helping someone years downstream because, like I said, I'm a collection point. So as I see things come through in these comments and in these group discussions, I'm constantly collecting them to add to my material so that years from now, another student could very much benefit from what you have to say today. So not only should you feel free to leave a question in that comment box, but you should also feel free to leave your answers in that comment box as well. Help a classmate out. We're all in this together. So if you see something there where you can help someone else out, by all means, if they don't like it, they can certainly disregard it. But if you think it might help, they very well might appreciate that. Now below the Q&A playlist, you will find a list of source and resource links. And what those do is give you a jumping off point for further study into these topics. So every segment has at least 6, many have 10 or 12, but they give you at least 2 videos, 2 books, and 2 web pages. And that way you can go there and they will link further and further and further. And again, you can study it as far as you would like. And while they do link to a specific web page or a specific video, I encourage you to explore the entire website or the entire YouTube channel or all the books by that particular author that you enjoy because they are all valuable sources of information. So if you look at your text, you'll see that the prologue to all 3 segments is the same, a word on wellness. Whether you have one element or the complete series, wellness is the underlying element that makes everything else possible. And we're using wellness as our prologue in order to lay the groundwork for wellness awareness throughout the entire process. Because the first step to solving any problem is identifying the problem. And in many cases, it may be a matter of wellness. So we're going to look at wellness first. Now, if you look at this and you say, yeah, but I don't have time for that, don't worry about that. We're going to get to all that in the future. So enjoy the wellness segment as a prologue and simply use it to lay the groundwork for wellness awareness over the course of the next few weeks. Because that's the first step to solving any problem, is defining the problem. Now, wellness may be a key factor. So let's first pay attention to our wellness, and that'll give us an opportunity to pay attention to many other things. Once you pass the prologue and lay that groundwork for wellness awareness, you will either have 3 or 9 chapters depending on whether you have a segment or the complete series. The complete series is a total of 9 chapters. Each segment breaks down into 3. Again, the process is the same. Every chapter has 3 to 5 segments, and every segment has an average of 3 pages of text. Read the text, because the videos are not of me reading the text to you. The videos are Q&As that assume you have read the text. So be sure and read your text first. They average about 3 pages, and they've been written specifically not to be longer than a newspaper article, because I know that we're busy. A lot of us are here for time management issues. So they're written specifically not to be too long, but to simply introduce our topic. So read your text first. Then they're followed by a handful of engagement exercises. Some have only 2 or 3, and others may have 4 or 5. But the engagement exercises are specifically to tie that to your everyday life. So take a look at those and see how they pertain specifically to your everyday life. We're trying to highlight what's wrong and highlight what's right. So the engagement exercises are intended to help you evaluate where you're at on any particular topic in your life. Because again, this class is about you. So after you've read your text and done your engagement exercises, you will find these video Q&A playlists. Well, this one is introductory, but for the most part they are all Q&As, the Vacay Q&As. And what they do is take student questions one by one and answer them in a playlist. It's not an individual video. It will link you to the entire list. And when you see that, you can either queue them up and play them all from beginning to end, or you can pick and choose which ones pertain specifically to your situation. Of course, I recommend that you watch them all. But again, with the time management being an issue, you may want to pick the ones that are most relative to you first and come back and catch the others later. But be aware they are dynamic, so those lists are added to on a regular basis. So watch your notifications to see when there's something new in one of our playlists. Now, as we talked about before, those playlists are our classroom discussions. So you're expected to contribute to that conversation. It's not just a video. It's a video that contributes to a discussion. That comment box is intended for you to ask questions, share knowledge, and join the conversation. During my time as an instructor of this information, I've seen it help more than 3,000 people. I've seen it help me, I've seen it help my students, I've seen it help municipal workers, government employees, corporate leaders. It's worked for me, and it's worked for them, and it will work for you simply because it works. It's not about what your goals are or what your situation is, but it's about finding that inspiration to discover and uncover your goals, then communicating that intention to yourself and to others, and then putting solid steps in place to move you closer to those goals. So it doesn't matter what the goal is. It can be anything from spending time with your children to building a multi-million-dollar business. But first you have to discover that goal. Then you have to make it clear to yourself and others that that is a priority to you. And from there, you have to lay structures in place to move you closer to that goal every day. And this material does just that. So, let's get started.